Hello everyone, Ken the Bearded Accountant here, and I'm going to try this again. I just finished recording this video with the mic off, and so what I'm going to talk about today is mustache wax, and a little bit of a DIY, do-it-yourself sort of solution for some waxes that might not really work for you in a way that you can perhaps make them work for you. Right now, I basically use three waxes. I use Death Grip as my supposedly heavy hold mustache wax, Sudden Death as my still sort of a heavy hold mustache wax, but easy to work into the mustache. You don't really need heat to get it in. And then I use the Beard Shack's basically light hold mustache wax. And the way I've been using this is to apply a small amount before I go to these other waxes, and it makes it a little easier to evenly disperse the wax through your mustache. Now, something that's occurred to me recently, I've been hearing a lot about Savvy Jack mustache wax, and I hadn't used this for, I would say, a whole year. It is an extremely heavy hold mustache wax. It is heavy. You know, you put it in, your mustache is going to stay exactly where you want it to. For me, what I find is that when I use this, I have two problems. One, it's extremely difficult to get into the mustache. When I heat up my mustache wax, I don't play games. I'll put a little bit of mustache wax on a guitar pick, and then I will put the hairdryer right on top of the guitar pick and pretty much turn that wax into liquid. And even with that, when I go to get it off the pick and into my mustache, it's already hardening on my fingers. When I use Savvy Jack by itself, what I find is that it clumps up, and if I do get dispersed, it's such a heavy hold that I get an unnatural looking mustache. It's, perfect, but, clumped together with the wax at, pencil size. So what I decided to do is kind of fix it to make it work specifically for me. To fix it, what I did was take waxes that are really kind of on the opposite ends of the spectrum. I've got my Savvy Jack here, which is super heavy hold mustache wax, and these two are the same. This one's just a sample that I got some time ago. This is the light hold mustache wax from the Beard Shack. Now, as you can see, I chopped out clumps out of both, and I put them in an empty tin I had and just melted them down, mixed them together to get the benefit of that super duper strong Savvy Jack wax and the pliability of the Beard Shack wax, and melted them together. I started off with a 50-50 ratio, 50% Savvy Jack, 50% light hold wax, and came out with a wax that's much easier to get into my mustache than the Savvy Jack is, but still has more hold than I need. What I think I'm going to do is move to the next batch I do is going to be 1/3 Savvy Jack, 2/3 Beard Shack. And basically my thought is that if you've got waxes at home that you're not using because they just don't work for you, they're too light, they're too hard, they're whatever, mix them together. Get some of that wax that I've got. For example, a wax, I've got to find it, that was supposed to be a medium hold wax, but it was basically useless hold wax. I might at some point start mixing some of that in this and see where I get. So I just think this is a good way to take some of those waxes that really don't meet your needs and make it meet your needs. As I said, the Savvy Jack, just too much for me. I love the hold, but I don't like the way it clumps up in my mustache, how difficult it is to get into my mustache, ending up with multiple mustache hairs on my fingers that get yanked out. And this little mixture I came up with is not perfect. Right now, I think it's got maybe a little more hold than I need. And keep in mind that I'm by no means an expert in styling my mustache. I'm going to be trying a little harder going forward. But now I've got this nice, beautiful in-between. It's still got a super duper hold, but it is so, malleable. I can apply it without any heat whatsoever, and I'm just going to keep on working at it until I get to the perfect combination. And instead of a year from now having a container of Savvy Jack that I'm not using up, I'm going to have empty containers, and I can move on and try more mustache waxes. So my whole idea behind this was that if you've got waxes that don't meet your needs on either side of the scale, do it yourself, mix and match them. Another thing I wanted to mention is that these containers have a little paper label on the bottom, and that did not prevent me whatsoever from putting this in an oven at 200 degrees, 180 degrees, whatever temperature the lowest one your oven has for the warm setting, and just melt it down. This was 2 clumps of wax, and I melted them down, mixed them up, and now I've got a single wax that gives me the benefits of Savvy Jack's hold and the benefits of the being able to apply it easily. And it's really come out pretty nice. Probably I didn't script this out. As I said, my next batch will be 2/3 Beard Shack wax and 1/3 Savvy Jack. But this was just my idea for today, in case you've got a bunch of tins of mustache wax that you're not using. Maybe you want to start thinking about how you can mix and match them to turn them into something that's perfect for your mustache. So with that, I'm out of here, and I'll see you on the next one.